up, man? It's M.Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold coming back to town. You guys going to be here December 2nd at the Coliseum. We're very excited to have you back.
We're very excited as well. You know, probably our last time coming through on this record and kind of doing a fun little run to finish it all out. We're excited.
Yeah, and tickets go on sale Saturday, September 23rd, so not tomorrow, but the following Saturday. And you guys are one of the biggest bands to come out of this decade. How does that feel?
Oh, I don't know, man. That's a huge compliment. I don't know. We're just still working our butts off. I guess we're not really taking any time to stop and really look around and see where the band's status is right now. We're just enjoying the moment and just excited to be out there and have a response like we've had throughout the world, and it's been great, man. It's exciting.
Well, you know, Ferris Bueller once said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and take a look around once in a while, you just might miss it. So that's my advice to you. Stop and smell the roses, sir.
Yeah, well, I think I guess our when we stop is when we get to play the live shows and see all the kids out there and all the fans, and it's been a great run for us, and we're just excited to be here.
Now, talking about stopping, do you have a time frame in mind where you say, you know what, I want to get to this age, you know, a retirement age for the band? Do you want to continue to do this as long as you possibly can, or is there a point where you're going to cut it off?
You know, there's two bands that we really look up to and that we think they've aged really well. Well, there's actually a few bands, but two bands that we think that we'd like to kind of model our careers after are Iron Maiden and Metallica. Two bands that, you know, they've gotten older and they don't, you know, when you see Iron Maiden or Metallica, they don't try to act like young kids anymore, but they still, you have a lot of respect for them and the way they go up there and they look good on stage and they still put on a great show. And I think they've aged really well. And as long as we can age well and be happy playing the music we play and continue the way we're going, we just want to keep doing this as long as we can.
Yeah, because there are some bands that you're like, oh my God, just stop already.
Yeah, and they've had so much abuse to their bodies, and they just up there and they're, you know, completely overweight, lost all their hair, and they're up there trying to just make a buck, and it just kind of ruins the whole thing for you. You know, it's kind of like in the WWF when a wrestler comes back and they probably shouldn't be in the ring. Sometimes you just gotta give it up, and for us, you know, as long as we're having a good time and we feel good up there and everything's working, we're gonna keep doing it because it's what we love at this point.
Yeah, and you guys have had several people come in and out of the band, some you know, willingly, some not willingly, and through death and stuff. How does that affect your style as a band when you bring a new person in?
Well, for us, it's always been about friendship and personalities first, and everything else you kind of work around. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good someone is, or you know, or how impressive they are, or what kind of accolades they bring. It's all about if you can get along or not, and that's like the kind of how bands stand the test of time. You know, there's so many bands that just it works because they're all friends and they know the business and they know how to make, you know, life on the road easier on themselves. And for us, you know, bringing Aaron in, who's drumming for us now, it's all about his personality. He can play all this stuff. He's a killer drummer, but first and foremost, he's a great dude, and we don't mind living with him. You know, and that's pretty much what bands forget is that you have to be on the road with these people, you know, 9-10 months out of the year. And if you can't stand somebody, it's never going to work.
Yeah, because it is very much a relationship, just like a marriage or anything else.
Absolutely. I mean, can you imagine having the same roommates for 30, 40 years? And, you know, like you better get along with those people and be able to respect them and they respect you. And just it's a tough thing, but it's pretty cool for us because we all grew up together and we all pride ourselves on that. We give each other all the space we need.
See, now along those lines, when a band member does leave, is it kind of like having an ex-girlfriend? You know, are you stalking their Facebook page, see what they got going on?
Yeah, we never had any band members leave except until after the band kind of broke a little bit. You know, everyone has been in this band since Waking the Fallen. But before that, it was kind of weird. I mean, we had a couple bass players that came in and out when we were still trying to, you know, people wanted to go to college or they wanted to do different things. And everyone else in the band, you know, me, Brian, Jimmy, and Zach at the time were just like, no, we're dropping out of school. We're doing this band thing. We're going to do it. We're going hard. Until we found Johnny, you know, that wasn't the case with our bass players. But obviously with Jimmy passing away, obviously, you know, that was a different situation than just leaving somebody. That was just like a whole completely different can of worms,
Right.
you know, dealing with that whole thing. But yeah, no, we still see some of our old friends that played with us back in the day, and you know, they're doing their thing, and I'm sure they're happy, but sometimes they're like, damn it, man, left
Yeah.
the band.
They're kicking themselves right in the
but,
ass now, aren't they?
Yeah, it's all good though. They have good jobs. They're killing it. So
Now, when you guys sit down and write a record, I've often wondered this about a lot of bands, and I guess I'll just ask you, what do you do with the songs that you don't use on the record? Do you throw them away, never to be heard from again, or do you like sell them off to another band and go, look, this isn't good enough for us, but you know, your band kind of sucks. You guys can have it.
well, we're not really in the same, like a lot of bands that we tour with, a lot of bands we know, they kind of write with other people, and they're in that whole songwriting world.
Right.
We're not really in that world. We don't write when we're not writing for a record, and a lot of times we're just our whole thing with songwriting is just pure honesty with ourselves. Like if we're not completely excited or happy with an idea, we don't just keep working on it and make the song and then forget about it. We just usually trash that idea right on the spot and don't even follow through with it. And things that we're really excited about, we make it work and we turn them into songs. There was a B-side album we did called Live in the LBC. Is a live album with 8 B-sides, and that's one time that we tried to finish some songs we weren't really happy with. It didn't make the record, and we put them out to the fans that bought the live record. But usually at this point, we don't even finish the songs. If we're not really happy about them, we don't record them, we don't finish them, we don't write lyrics to them, and we just kind of put them on the wayside and just work on the stuff that we're excited about.
Dude, I'm telling you, put that shit on eBay. You know how much money you could make off
it? I don't like stuff out there that I'm not excited about. If it's like, if I go and say, hey, this is a song, it's not that great, but it's pretty cool, like, to me, I don't want anyone to even hear that. Like, there's no place in it for me.
How old are you?
I just turned 30.
You have the wisdom and maturity of about a 60-year-old. You just trust me. I talk to a lot of bands, and you may be one of the most mature band members I've ever spoken to.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's definitely a good thing because you seem to have your head on your shoulders, like you're doing the right thing, and you're going to stick it out. Because a lot of these guys burn out way too fast.
Oh yeah, a lot of people. I mean, it's the road's a tough life. I mean, being on these tours, uproar and stuff, you meet a lot of bands, and I mean, these guys are living hard. You know, a lot of drinking, a lot of whatever, a lot of girls, a lot of all this stuff, and it just wears on you if you're dealing with it every day. And I think a lot of people, they kind of lose themselves on the road, unfortunately.
Is it like that Journey song?
Which Journey song?
You know, where they say, circus life ain't no place to raise a family.
Well, it's true, man. There's people out here. I mean, the guys in Disturbed, they have families, and the guys in 3 Days Grace, they have families, and they bring their kids out and their wives out, and they can make it work. And it's a great place if you bring your kids around and you kind of incorporate your kids into your life, I guess, and keep them away from all the craziness going on. But a lot of people, that don't have that, there's a lot more irresponsible people than responsible people out here. So, it's one of those things where it is what you make of it, I guess.
Okay. Now, when you guys are going out on a tour and you're putting together a new stage show, how long does something like that take, and what's the process behind it?
Man, a lot of it, like for Uproar last year, we wanted to do something that we could, there was limitations. We were co-headlining with Disturbed, and we knew that their whole stage had to be on, so we worked with them and then worked with our production management, and we just said, this is what we want to do. We want lots of pyro. We want this kind of stage setup, and we'd start going through the budgets and say, can we afford it? And then, like, for this tour, we decided to make a whole new stage, and we just kind of looked at the budgets and said, what can we afford to build? And on this tour, we built a ridiculous 40 by 20-foot death bat that shoots flames out of every part of it. And we just built the whole show around that. So basically we go through it and we just try to make a different set list so the kids and the fans don't hear the same songs every time we come through. Try to keep it exciting, and then production-wise, we just try to go over the top and spend as much money as we possibly can, put it back into the show and make it just over the top.
Well, you guys, I've seen you a couple times now, and you definitely deliver on performance. There's no way around that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, to us, we grew up watching Maiden. We grew up watching Kiss, Metallica.
Oh, you said the magic word right there,
our
Kiss.
shows to be like that,
Yeah, you said the magic word, Kiss.
Yeah, and hopefully not a diss on Kiss, but we want to be a band that has a little more maybe substance musically, but also put on the huge crazy live show.
You son of a bitch. You don't talk. You don't talk a bad word about Kiss ever. But no, we're really excited that you guys are coming back December 2nd at the Coliseum. Tickets on sale Saturday, September 23rd at all the usual suspects. Avenged Sevenfold. Can I just call you M?
Sure.
All right, Em. We appreciate you calling in, and we're very excited to see you. All the details available, WJJO.com. Avenged Sevenfold, December 2nd, Coliseum. Make sure you are there.